Hi, happy Sunday. It's Elizabeth here. I just want to share with you all a very special book that I picked up this week when I was spending some time at the Jung Center. And this book found me, I should say. And it really, really resonated and just spoke to me very loudly. So I thought it would be fun, maybe if I just do kind of like not a show and tell, but as Sark would say, a share and tell. So I'm going to share this book. This always happens every time I try to do that. It's Off to Sea. Oh, there it is, a romance. Seems like there's a lot of energy right now in my life regarding my relationships and looking a lot deeper and more closely at them. And so this book I just thought was really, really sweet. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I wanted to start and then my little teenager popped in to steal some art paper from the studio. So I'm back and I'm ready to read. So again, it is Off to Sea, a romance. There was a man, there was a woman. They met and they were drawn together in a sea of mysterious attraction. And for a while, they both said yes, yes. And then they both said no, no, and all was glorious. Until the day when one said no and one said yes. And one said yes and one said no. Then came the anger. And then the fighting. And then the barriers. And then the isolation. And each wondered why, but there was no answer, so they each went away. One went this way, and one went that way, and they each went off to sea. And this is what happened. One walked in the stars, and one walked on the earth, and one went to the edge of space, and one went to the end of time, and one went to hell, and one went to heaven, and one had pleasure, and one had pain, and one saw death, and one saw birth. And they returned from it all, met again, and realized that they had both gone far and experienced much. And for that they bowed respectfully to each other and lay down to rest. And in their sleep they dreamed. They dreamed of a great sea. And from that sea came a heart. And the heart grew larger and larger and larger until it grew so large it could not be contained, and it burst into pieces. And every piece became something, and all the pieces became everything. The birds, and the clouds, and the trees, and the bugs, and the people, and the cars, and the rocks, and everything else. And for a while, all were happy and content to be, to do, to want, and to get. And the fish swam, and the birds flew, and the trees grew, and people were, did, wanted, and got. But in the end, being and doing and wanting and getting were not enough. And at last, because of all the unhappiness, a decision was made to unite again, each in the heart, as a part of the heart, and that, by great effort, is what they did, and the dream ended. The man and the woman awakened and knew that they had dreamed the same dream, and they smiled. Time passed, and the man entered himself and found many treasures, and the woman entered herself and found many, many riches. And by those discoveries, each were strengthened. And with that strength, the man entered the woman, and the woman entered the man, and together as one, they saw pleasure and pain, time and space, heaven and hell, birth and death, and everything else united in their essence. And they were cleansed and deepened beyond themselves, and they there found love. And by that path they entered the heart, whose home is in the great sea, whose home is in the dream. and the dream is real. Oh, is that not the sweetest, cutest, most treasured little story ever? I just adore it. So thank you for taking the time to listen to my blog and to listen to this great little story. Someday, if I'm so blessed, I too will write a book as magnificent as this to illustrate the beauty of life and love and relationships and all that exists in between. So many, many big hugs. I've got to run because my door keeps opening like every 2 seconds. So I think I'm needed out there. So again, have a beautiful, sacred Sunday. I love you all. I send you the biggest, sweetest, longest, warmest hugs. And I love you. Have a great week. Bye.